Good evening and welcome to the preview for Happy Valley. It's the opening day of the International Carnival. It's International Jockey Challenge night, so there's 4 races there where all the international guys are riding. Now, the interesting thing with those races is it's the luck of the draw as far as who's riding what. They draw them out of a hat, so to keep it even. So what can tend to happen in these races, horses are getting ridden by someone that's not normally on them, obviously. But keep in mind that these guys are sort of at the top end of the scale, so I don't think any runner is disadvantaged. It's an interesting card. There's no jackpots, so we're not getting involved in any TT or 6-up action. At this stage, we're looking to see if we can find some value in a all-up win, all-up place parlay. Depending on what price they give us, some of these things we've found, we'll decide whether we get involved or not. It's an even card, so I don't think there'll be too many short price favourites. We go to race 1, number 9 Flying Keeper. This was very unlucky. Had Drew Barrier 1 and missed a kick. It's an on-speed runner. And then it got a check mid-race, and that was really the end of it. But it did do some nice work coming home. Track work's been good since. The inside draw, funnily enough, just some interesting stats there. Barrier 1 just in the last, I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 meetings. Probably 60 or 70% of the horses drawn Barrier 1 have missed the start. So no great advantage being in there. And the way they run their first 200 or 300 metres, unless you've got blistering speed out of Barrier 1, you really are going to be struggling to hold up. So better off drawing a little bit out. 2 through to 6 is 2 through to 7 is much better. It's drawn 6, should lob up into a reasonable spot. Friends of Yanoi keeps running on. It'll be doing it again here. It'll have to go back from the wide gate. Same with Telecom Topstar. Doesn't really have the speed to hold up from Barrier 3, so it'll drift back slowly. Of the rest, Bernard's Choice, Dynamic Cross, Dragon Force look the best of the rest. But at this stage, looking at perhaps number 9, not sure what sort of price we're likely to get this. You'd want double figures to be getting involved in a race like this. I don't think we'd be interested at this stage. It's close to that. It's around 8 or 9 to 1. Gets a little bit better than that. We may consider it as an opening leg in something. Me personally, I'd want at least 12 or 14 to 1 for this type of horse. Anyway, 9 on top from 6, 2, 1 and 11. We go to race 2. Brilliant Proposal. Should have won last start, got knocked over at a critical stage. Douglas White's on it again. Barrier 2, don't think that's any great advantage, but he should be able to hold up in the first 6, which is where you want to be in these 1,000-metre races. It'll be short and it'll be under the odds, but it's going to be hard to beat. Number 3, D-Day Super. We went for this last start. It's one again that drew Barrier 1 and missed the kick, and then he had to ride its ears off to try and hold up 3 or 4 back the rails. Railed up very nicely coming to the turn, and then the luck ran out from there. He virtually never got a run until about 100 out, come flashing home and ran 4th. It's a bit like the one in the first. You'd want to be getting double figures to be poking your nose into these type of horses. Tends to do this all the time. Barrier 9, funnily enough, again, Preble, another one that Preble's going to ride. So opening 2 races, we're looking for big prices for Preble. Lovely Boy, always around the place. It's got a chance. Bolero can improve here from the inside draw. And of the rest, probably K Mookie, which generally runs its best races on the dirt. It's got a chance. Probably the pace in this if Bolero decides to hand up. 5 on top from 3, 8, 11, 6 and 9. We go to race 3. Flashing Guy. His track work has been really good. He then started it, got caught wide from a bad draw, and wasn't too bad finishing off late. Didn't really ride it with any great vigour because it couldn't win. His track work's been really super since then. Again, treble from barrier 3. This one also fits the same back as the first two. You'd want to be getting close to double figures to consider it. If they happen to bet $10 or better, all three of them, it might be an interesting all-up parlay each way. He's in good form, treble up there, and he's been riding a bit of track work, so he's cherry ripe. He's busting at the gills to get a big night in, and this is a big night for the jock, so he'll be firing. Domineer trialled really well. They just pulled it up in a barrier trial. It'll be ready to go in this. Fay Deep comes to Happy Valley. It's had a couple of goes here before, but probably coming into this a little bit better than normal. Its last 2 runs have been good. It's got a decent marble, should get up onto the speed. It'll be in the finish somewhere. Of the rest, Capital K's been trialling well and looks cherry ripe to go. Gets a long way back. It'll be running on from barrier 10. They're going to probably struggle from there. Same with Happy Homing. He's going to have to push forward. It's an on-speed runner from barrier 11. He could get out there wide and could be stuck out there for a while. Finished up 2 on top from 1, 7, 6 and 11. We go to race 4, Rainbow Fighter. It's getting close now, this horse. The only problem, of course, it's a non-winner, 23 starts for 1 win. I wouldn't want to be taking anything under about 15 to 1 this. The interesting one's the top weight, Happy Yeah. Now, he's had a couple of runs back, 3 runs back. They've all been at Sha Tin, where he goes like a dromedary. He does this every season with this horse. He takes it to Sha Tin, gives it 2 or 3 or 4 runs. The moment he brings it back to Happy Valley, it fires. He's taken it to the trials and give it a really soft hit out, winning the trial, coming from well back and swamping them. It's got 2.5 off its back. It's drawn well. It's going to be up on the speed. It's going to be very hard to beat. Anything better than about 5 or 6 to 1 is overs, in my opinion, for this horse in this race. Both sure. It was a good win, 2 runs back. Found a bit of trouble last start. Inside draw, maybe not that flash for it because it hasn't got the speed to hold up, but must be included as a winning chance. General Iron, much better run last start after the good first up run. Purton's on it. It's going to be a big prize, got a chance in this, as has 9 Sea Warrior. It trialled really well, and then it's put in a couple of really ordinary runs. On its trial form, you'd give it a big chance in this, so I'm prepared to leave it in there for 1 more go. I've got 12 on top, but I wouldn't want to be taking single figures about it. The biggest danger for me is the 1 Happy Yeah. Could be a possible anchor in any business we may consider. Chances to 4, 7, 9 and 10. We go to race 5. Winning Mascot. It's another one that goes good at the track. Forget its last run where he just sat out very wide from a bad draw. He's drawn much, much better here. Should get up onto the speed. It's going to be hard to beat. Heartwood, probably go forward. If it gets to the front and they leave it alone, might be a chance to hold them off. Young Talent, it'll have to go back from the wide gate. It'll be storming home. Of the rest, Safari Magic, Expedite and Home for Glory all go all right here. Must be included as some chance. But Winning Mascot number 6 looks the best chance for me from 5, 11, 8, 4 and 2. Race 6, a bit of depth in this race. It's probably going to be 5 or 6 to 1 the field. A lot of chances here. Speedy Gonzalez buttering up again 14 days. Had quite a few runs. Very unlucky last start. Should have really just about won the race. But that's the problem with this type of horse. Gets back, finds trouble, and then flashes home, catches your next start. It'll be well in the market. Don't want to be on it at that sort of price at 5 or 6 to 1. It's a legitimate double figure price, but it won't be that. Holy Mac was a good run last start. It found a bit of trouble and was doing its best work late. Expectator. It's a maiden, but put in a couple of decent runs from bad draws. It's drawn barrier 1. It's probably got the speed to hold up here, and if he gets up into the box seat somewhere, if he can get it off the rails into the moving line, 5th or 6th, might be something to run over the top of them late. Real General goes all right at this track. The wide gate, no help. Twin turbo, it'll get back and be running on. I think the value is probably around number 7, Expectator. The favourite will probably be Douglas White's Mount, plain red banner. Its trial was so-so. Its track work's been ordinary. Goes all right at the track. May need one hit out, so it's a risky favourite for me. I think the value is number 7. Race 7. Nice tough race this. 1,000 metre scamper. Charity Joy showed good speed. It's probably going to get up on the speed again. Should lead. It's going to be hard to run down. Bundle of Joy is probably going to come across and annoy it. So it may be a sitting shot for a couple of run-on horses. The 3 that I've sort of isolated. Number 9, Funning Games. This was a tough win from a wide gate. Worked its ass off to get outside the lead and finally got to the front and then just kept going. It was a really good win. From barrier 2, won't need to work anywhere near as hard, so I think it's got a good winning chance. Sun Yat-sen, it'll get well back from even with barrier 3, but with a bit of luck in running, it'll be storming home late. It's got a good chance in this. And a smoky is number 6, Diamond Elegance. Now, it runs its best races here. It's a hard horse to catch this, but track work's been really good and broke 22 the other morning. Breaks 22 in this, it's going to eat them. It'll be a price, I would think. They look the value runners, 9, 7 and 6 around the obvious one, which is 5, Charity Joy. But I've got 9 on top from 5, 7, 8, 1 and 6. We go to race 8. Majestic Anthem was strong last start. This is no harder. It's going to be hard to beat. For me, I found one here out of the last run. I think this was Red Hot. Ride with the wind, drew bad, dragged it back to last. Just rode it stone cold until it was into the straight and then went looking for a rails run, which was never going to come. And basically ran it up the clacker of everything and just walked to the line. Goes good here. I think this is going to be one at a price. Must be thrown in. Flying Elite, obviously going to be hard to beat. 60.5, that's its mark. Of the rest, 8, First Sight Love, 5, Great Charm, and 7, Jewel Happy have all got some chance. And maybe, depending on how wide and what we may consider here, Supaninsky and the Untouchable Lad. Quite a tough race outside the favourite. 9 on top, hard to beat. From 10, good value. 1, probably a bit risky. I wouldn't want to be taking shorts about it. Chances to 7, 8, 5, 4 and 12. And in the last race, it has to be you has dropped into a race that it can win. 60.5. This is its go. This is way weaker than what it's been contesting. There's a couple of weak ones in here that are going to be well in the market. This will be $5 or $6 the field. It's a pretty tough race. There's a lot of chances in this. Bubble Chic, it's finally drawn a marble. From that barrier, should be able to hold up on the speed and may get a suck run to the corner. Could be hard to beat if he gets it out off the fence. Crackerjack's trialled well, so it must go in. Of the rest, Best Show, Noble Deluxe, Lucky Forever. They look the best chances. I've got 1 on top from 12, 9, 4, 5 and 3. As I said, there's no jackpots, so it's a bit hard to say what we may consider, but we'll have a good look in the morning and make a decision late Wednesday afternoon. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Good luck if you play.